start recording. So for context, we're playing Buckshot Roulette. Zach has asked Ethan to write a dissertation on why he shouldn't be the one that shot, opposed to myself.
I will now read the dissertation that has been sent to me aloud. Abstract. This dissertation explores the moral, strategic, and interpersonal consequences of shooting one's friend, specifically me, in this case Ethan, in the video game Buckshot Roulette. While the act may seem entertaining or tactically justifiable within the context of a digital environment, this paper argues that such behavior constitutes a grave error in judgment, violating the principles of friendship, game theory, and basic human decency. Drawing upon ethical philosophy, probabilistic reasoning, and emotional intelligence, this work concludes that refraining from shooting me is not merely an act of mercy, but a rational and enlightened choice for all involved. Introduction: the context of digital violence. In the ever-evolving landscape of interactive entertainment, Buckshot Roulette stands as a particular hybrid of tension, luck, and betrayal. The premise is deceptively simple. Two participants share a single shotgun and take turns deciding whether to pull the trigger. The decision is a test not only of risk tolerance, but also of morality. Within this domain, friendships are forged and tested in milliseconds. Yet, despite the virtual setting, choices made in Buckshot Roulette carry emotional weight. To shoot a friend, even digitally, is to cross a thin boundary between play and perfidy. The purpose of this dissertation is to demonstrate with academic rigor and heartfelt sincerity that my friend should not, under any circumstances, shoot me in Buckshot Roulette. Ethical considerations. You brought Manuel fucking Kant into this? Ethical considerations. Kant would be disappointed. Chapter 2 subchapter 2.1, the categorical imperative of not being a jerk. Immanuel Kant proposed that moral action should be guided by universal maxims, principles that one could will to be a universal law. If everyone, in every instance of Buckshot Roulette, chose to shoot their friend at the first opportunity, the game would devolve into chaos, devoid of suspense, strategy, or camaraderie. Thus, by Kantian reasoning, it cannot be morally permissible for you, my dear friend, to shoot me. Chapter 2, Subchapter 2, the utilitarian perspective. From a utilitarian viewpoint, the morally correct action is the one that maximizes overall happiness. Let us consider the consequences. If you shoot me, one person, Ethan, experiences the immediate dismay, shock, and betrayal. You, meanwhile, may feel a fleeting sense of triumph, but will soon be plagued by guilt and the awkward silence that follows. Conversely, if you spare me, both players will enjoy heightened tension, extended gameplay, and the warm glow of mutual trust. Therefore, by sparing me clearly results in greater total happiness, a victory for both Bentham and Mill. Subchapter 3, the ethics of friendship. Aristotle described friendship as a mutual relationship based on virtue and goodwill. Shooting me in cold digital blood would erode this virtuous bond. It signals a preference for momentary advantage over enduring loyalty. As such, the ethical conclusion is inescapable. To preserve the friendship's integrity, you must not shoot. Chapter 3, Strategic Analysis, the Game Theory of Trust. Subchapter 1, Nash Equilibrium and Cooperative Stability. Jesus fucking Christ. In the realm of game theory, cooperation often yields superior outcomes over unilateral aggression. The prisoner's dilemma teaches us that mutual trust, though risky, can produce optimal results. By not shooting me, you encourage reciprocal restraint, establishing a cooperative equilibrium that benefits both parties. Should you choose to shoot, however, you shatter this equilibrium, ensuring that future rounds devolve into paranoid chaos. Subchapter 2, the probabilistic fallacy of, quote, it's just luck, end quote. Some might argue that the game is purely stochastic. I have never even heard that word before. I'm gonna be
Really?
so real.
I've
No.
heard it like once or twice.
That chance, not ethics, dictates outcomes. Yet, this fatalistic reasoning ignores the psychological layer that defines Buckshot Roulette. Even within randomness, decision-making conveys meaning. When you pull the trigger on me, it is not, quote, just luck, end quote. It is a deliberate assertion of dominance. That choice carries consequences in both the game's meta strategy and our friendship's narrative arc. Statistically and socially, restraint is the superior strategy. Subchapter 3, the meta-economic argument.
Jesus.
Every friendship can be modeled as an economy of favors, jokes, and shared experiences. Shooting me constitutes a catastrophic market crash. Trust, once depleted, is difficult to reinvest. The short-term profit of one victory cannot offset the long-term loss of goodwill and future collaboration. To maintain market strategy, I recommend a policy of non-aggression.
Market stability, Zach.
Did I not say that?
No, you said strategy.
Ah. My bad.
Well, way to antagonize the guy with the gun, Ethan.
I
Man,
still
what an
have not
asshole.
made up my mind.
I mean, I still have my counter argument to get through, right, Zach?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait,
yeah.
so does that mean Brendan has to write a counter dissertation?
No, I'm just gonna counter
Brent-
this dissertation because I can't.
You
fucking
could,
write a
yeah,
dissertation.
okay, fair enough. I will allot a counter, a period of counter argument from Brendan. Chapter 4, Psychological Dimensions, the Trauma of Digital Betrayal. Subchapter 1, the Post-Trigger Blues. Studies in social psychology, which I am absolutely not making up, in parentheses, suggest that betraying a friend in a game causes measurable discomfort known as post-trigger remorse syndrome, or PTRS. Symptoms include nervous laughter, awkward apologies, and a deep existential dread. Sparing me, on the other hand, leads to the euphoric release of oxytocin, the, quote, bonding hormone. In short, mercy is biochemically rewarding. Subchapter 2, the trust feedback loop. By choosing not to shoot me, you establish a positive feedback loop of mutual trust. This loop not only enhances the emotional satisfaction of the game, but also carries over into real-life cooperation. Next time you need a favor, a ride, or help on an assignment, you'll find me far more inclined to assist, assuming, of course, you don't shoot me. Chapter 5, Societal and Philosophical Ramifications. Subchapter 1, the Digital Golden Rule. In the modern gaming ecosystem, the, quote, Digital Golden Rule states, treat your teammates as you wish to be treated when the RNG turns against you. By sparing me, you reinforce the unwritten social contract that makes multiplayer gaming enjoyable. You contribute to a culture of good sportsmanship and mutual respect. Subchapter 2, Symbolism and Redemption. Your restraint in Buckshot Roulette symbolizes something greater than a simple gaming choice. It represents the triumph of compassion over the chaos. By not shooting me, you elevate the game from mere entertainment to moral theater, a microcosm of the human struggle between self-interest and empathy. Congratulations, you just became the protagonist of this story. Chapter 6, Counter-Arguments and Rebuttals. Point 1, but it's funny. While humor is a valid response to absurdity, the comedic value of shooting me is both transient and predictable. Real humor lies in subverting expectations. The unexpected act of mercy, refusing to shoot, creates a deeper, more sophisticated form of amusement, the punchline of restraint. Number 2, you would shoot me. This argument assumes moral symmetry where none exists. I would, in fact, hesitate, perhaps dramatically, before pulling the trigger. My restraint, as demonstrated by this very dissertation, establishes moral precedent. I implore you to rise to the same standard. And finally, it's just a game. Games are games are simulations of human behavior. What we choose within them reflects aspects of who we are outside of them. Every trigger pull writes a small line in the narrative for our character. Choose mercy. Choose narrative coherence. Chapter 7, Conclusion, the final chamber. To shoot or not to shoot, that is the question. And, after thorough examination, the answer is resoundingly clear. Do not shoot me. Ethically, it is indefensible. Strategically, it is unwise. Emotionally, it is self-destructive. By sparing me, you affirm your humanity, strengthen our friendship, and ensure that Buckshot Roulette remains a game of tension rather than tragedy. The trigger is in your hand, but the moral weight lies in your heart. Remember, heroes hold their fire, villains pull the trigger, and legends, they reload but aim elsewhere. And there's a legitimate references section here.
My God.
That is
My God.
really you actually
We got
fucking did it.
Aristotle in this. That's crazy.
When I booted up this game, I was not expecting for Immanuel Kant to appear, but here we fucking are. All right. Given the masterful dissertation put forward by Mr. Ethan, Brendan, I will give you an opportunity to stage a rebuttal to the dissertation.
All right, let me collect my thoughts real quick. Can I like annotate this?
Annotate the.
I think it's a PDF, so no, I
It's a
don't
PDF.
believe you can.
Unless you have like a PDF.
Can you see that note that I just added to the game theory in abstract?
Probably not because it's a.
Okay, well I wrote
No.
down hee MatPad, so
Welcome, Alex.
Hello.
hi.
I just gave Zach a dissertation, a 3-page dissertation on why he should not shoot me at Buckshot Roulette.
Like an actual real dissertation.
He just read
Holy
it.
shit. I'm reading
Just-
it. I'm reading it. Right now.
Yeah. So Brendan is now being given the opportunity to rebuttal to Ethan's dissertation, which I just read in its entirety aloud. Also, by the way,
Emotional imperatives.
we're recording. We recorded the entire thing.
Yes. I'm still recording because I need to get mine out there.
The context of digital violence.
So one thing that I'm noticing about this
God, you'd be
dissertation.
disappointed. Oh, dude.
Okay.
Hang on.
This
Let
just
Brendan.
feels like a parody of my entire 4-year journey to get my degree.
Alright.
allow Brendan the opportunity to put his argument forth.
All right, so as I've read through this dissertation, one thing that I noticed is that it was a lot of you and me during this, but there was no mention of the third party, which is myself, who is also one of your friends. Therefore, any of the social and friendship arguments also go between you and myself. And I would like to mention that earlier this game,
How very Bentham of you.
just earlier this game, I had the opportunity to take you out of the game entirely, and instead I shot Ethan. Instead of you, I spared you, and I think that favor should now turn around to me to show your humanity. I can't fucking do this. Just take a choice, man.
I mean, look.
Can I counter his counter?
No, no. Yeah, what's your counter to my counter?
Go ahead, Ethan.
I would like to make the comment that the exact same situation that he has presented to you also was a decision I made. as in I also could have taken you out of the game, but chose to hit Brandito instead.
It should
Well-
be noted, Ethan, that when at the very beginning of the game,
No,
when
no,
given
no.
the opportunity to shoot either Brendan or me, you immediately chose to shoot me.
That is true. For
It was not
like
a
turn
choice.
one.
It was
And then you made that
an
exact
RNG
same
click.
choice again,
Exactly.
immediately following that.
You know what, Zach? You have a very good point here. You should shoot him.
I disagree. I think
So
that
it does feel like
Zach
some
Kant
of
would be
these
disappointed.
it feels like some of these points may be, you know, a little in some bad faith arguing, because you made that decision twice consecutively earlier in the game and are now
Exactly.
arguing that I shouldn't on the basis of our friendship, even though you already broke that the very
Whoa.
code that you
No.
referred to.
So this is where it'd be interesting because we've all broken the code already.
I haven't.
Well,
Okay, come on,
I'm the
guys.
perfect arbiter.
True.
That's true. That's true.
So, but that brings into consideration, Ethan.
This is detailed.
That brings into consideration, Ethan. Considering that all of us have already broken the code, what is the worth of preserving the code if it has already been broken?
Well, Zach, it's the
beyond-
concept what's the name of the dragon from Skyrim? Is it better to be born good or to overcome great evil? You are now presented the opportunity to overcome great evil.
Theoretically,
Be good
that
again.
great evil would be you, Ethan. Reminder.
Shush. I implore you to utilize good faith.
There is
Be a
also
better man, Zach.
there is also the argument here that, Ethan, you've already demonstrated yourself to be a threat to me, more so than Brendan has. And it should be noted that by shooting Brendan, I will not eliminate Brendan from the game. I will merely lower his health. If I shoot you, it will eliminate you from the game. And generally speaking, it is within the moral... it's considered morally understandable to act in one's own self-defense. You have presented yourself as a threat to me, as a mortal threat to me, more so than Brendan has. So why would I not take the opportunity to preserve my own life by eliminating the threat that is very clearly sitting across the table from
But
me?
Zach, that comment, like, we're both immediate threats. You take me out, then all of Brandito's focus, which has been directed towards me, will then be directed towards you.
I have been evenly
You're unleashing
distributing my
even
shots
bigger
between you two.
beast. Exactly. If I were to leave, all of that distribution would focus on Zach.
Or if you shoot me,
He has a point.
Ethan
He has a
has
point.
reminder. Ethan has a saw right now. There is
Zach,
nothing stopping him
You
from
also
cutting his
have
gun
a
and
saw,
shooting you.
Brendan, you al-
States,
Brendan,
treat
you
your
also
teammates
have
as
a
you wish
saw.
to be
I
treated when
forgot
RNG
about
turns
that.
against you.
you also have a saw.
Well, I could use that against Ethan, unless you know, shoot him yourself, and then I won't even have to.
Right, but
You'd
then
be
you
doing
could
me a
use the saw
favor.
against me. But then you could use the saw against me and eliminate me immediately, because I only have 2 hearts.
Unless I use the saw and then use it on myself as an
Why
act
would
of
you-
thanks. Think about it. It'd be in your own favor.
I mean, sure, but why would I bank on that statistically unlikely scenario?
Because otherwise you'd be banking on the guaranteed scenario that he shoots you with the saw. Would you rather guarantee
He may shoot
yourself
you with
death?
the saw.
You don't know that.
If I shoot you, Ethan may, in an act of generosity towards me for not eliminating him, shoot you instead.
That still wouldn't kill me, though. And then I
No.
could just use my saw against you anyway.
Perhaps. But I think the problem is that either way, I still probably die. If I shoot Ethan, you kill me.
Yeah, but at least
If
with me, you have
I
the
shoot
chance
you-
of winning. You have the chance of living. Is that not a risk you'd rather take and sell?
I would argue.
the
I would argue that
argument
that's
of
not. The,
living
I feel like
by
that's not the
keeping me
case
alive.
because you have significantly more hearts than me. So the likelihood is that I would
Well,
shoot Ethan and then you would kill me.
I could shoot myself with a live bullet, and then I'd be down to 3, and then
Yes,
we'd
but
be much more even.
But that's,
Why would you
that's just
do
because you
that?
have
Again,
advantage.
as an act of thanks for not shooting me with a gun.
But then we just go on, and you still have more hearts than me. Would I then expect you? Would I then expect you to also shoot yourself again to lower yourself to 2 hearts?
If that's what you want. Hey, I'm not gonna argue with the guy with the gun, man.
So how? Okay, let's entertain this. Let's entertain this. How can I be sure that if I shoot Ethan and eliminate him, that you will keep your end of the bargain and lower your hearts to 2?
Cross my heart and hope to die. How's that?
You have to rely on the good faith of human beings. Zach.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You
would
have to
inherently
rely
be
that I am a
breaking by
good
shooting.
person. I have done nothing thus far to demonstrate that I am a bad person. I have distributed
What
my
have I done
shots
to
between the
demonstrate
both
that
of you
person?
evenly.
I just started watching the stream, so the club music in the background is frying. You have it's just like, how can I be a good person?
Zach, the easy way would be to take me out, but the easy way is never the right way.
Sometimes it is, you know? It's like, what if I
No.
want to go to the store to get some bread? Would I just go straight to the store? Would I take like a roundabout route? Like, would I go through construction that I don't need to go through just to get there? The easy route is the right route to get to the store. You know? Like, he's got all these items on his side that can be used specifically against you and I. If you
So do
take him
you!
out, you will have all of these items that, I mean, you could even use your, if you don't trust me, you could use your adrenaline and take my saw, and then I have nothing.
This is true.
That is true.
However,
I mean,
Once
you're
I
both gonna get
shoot-
items back anyways.
once
This is the last
I
bullet of the chamber.
that is true. But then I would have to rely on the luck of getting a turn before Brendan.
Well, no, Brendan would have the next turn.
Even worse. I have to rely that Brendan does not immediately kill me on the next turn before I get a chance to steal his saw.
Exactly.
Let-
So by shooting me, you could
Here,
fuck yourself up
Here,
immediately.
this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. We need a third party,
Oh yeah, an
Who
unbiased third
is-
party.
an unbiased third party who has no more immediate bias toward Ethan or Brendan than the other, who can vouch for Brendan's character that he will indeed lower himself to 2 hearts intentionally in order to even out the game if I shoot Ethan.
Look,
If
Alex,
only
you,
we had such a third party
Alex,
currently
look,
in
you
call
know
with us.
I am married to the bit. If it's funny enough, I will do it. You
Sorry,
know this.
I'm reading up. I'm brushing up on the metaphysics of morals by
Right,
Immanuel
but-
Kant.
Zach, you know, you know that I am married to the bit. If I think it's funny enough, I'll do it. And I think that lowering myself to 2 hearts for this would be, frankly, hilarious.
I think.
Can you summarize the general gist of this again for me?
Don't shoot me.
Yeah.
Don't shoot Ethan. So shooting. So I also need to know how the game works. So Ethan's at 2 lightning bolts. So hearts.
I'm also at 2
Yeah.
lightning bolts.
And I'm at,
Zach
what,
has
5?
it sawed off, so it does
Yeah.
double damage. So it will kill me if he shoots at me.
It won't kill
Okay.
me,
It
though.
will, it will not kill Brendan if I shoot him. Brendan, however, has offered me a particularly strange deal that would require me to simply believe him, essentially.
Have I ever steered you astray before, my friend?
Brendan has said that if I shoot Ethan, that he will intentionally lower his own hearts down to 2 using his turns.
Okay.
So, which would put me, which would create a more advantageous situation for me if he were to do that, because
And
then
if-
Ethan would be gone and I would be on equal footing with Brendan in terms of hearts.
And if you shoot Brendan,
Yeah,
how many hearts will he be down to?
3.
he'll be down to
Sure.
3.
No,
And if
you shoot
Brendan
he'll be down to
doesn't-
2,
And if Brendan doesn't
right?
live up to his
No,
promise,
he's
I,
got
I,
5
I have
hearts.
5 hearts because
Oh.
I took all those Newports. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
Essentially, if I kill Ethan, Brendan is guaranteed the next turn, and he can kill me on that turn because he has a saw. So if he is able to figure out whether or not the round is live, he can just instantly kill me because he won't have to worry about Ethan, and I'm on 2 hearts.
So it seems to me that on the principles of egalitarianism, it only makes sense to shoot Brendan.
Are you
Perhaps.
sure?
Unless he does live up to his deal.
Again,
But
have
and
I-
lowers
But
himself
his
to new
deal, but
hearts.
his deal's not egalitarian, because you have murdered Ethan in the process.
It'd still be equal footing.
I surrender
But
that.
my blood will be on your hands.
Perhaps. But have you stopped to think, Ethan, that I am not thinking in terms of morals, I am thinking in terms of selfish tactics
Yeah,
to
survivability.
ensure my own survival.
Well, it is better
In the
for
metaphysics
you
of morals,
to take
Todd
out
would not
to shoot him
appreciate that.
as opposed to me because you will lose next turn. That is disadvantageous.
Unless Brendan takes the deal
I have been
and
known.
lives up to it.
I have been known in the past to put myself in disadvantageous positions because I simply find it quite funny. This is true.
So
This
my-
is truth.
So the question then to the unbiased third party is, do you think Brendan would, in fact, live up to that deal to the best of his abilities
If you need proof, I will convey a story
if
to
given
you
the opportunity?
regarding this. That I will, in fact,
Given the
do
content of his
something
character.
disadvantageous to do something that I consider funny. I have a story around this, if you'd like to hear it.
Okay, I have a story in addition to that, if you would like to go first.
All right, so my story is the story of the bleach pickle. When I was working at Barton as a dishwasher, my dishwashing coworker, who also worked at the dishwashing machine with me, took a pickle chip, showed it to me, set it on a pallet, and then ran it through the dishwasher. And he grabbed it, ran it through again. And he said, "Hey Brendan, I cleaned this pickle chip off for you. You should eat it." Obviously, he said it as a joke, because it had sanitizer and soap and soapy water blasted onto it at incredibly high temperatures. However, I thought it'd be really funny to eat it, and so I grabbed it, I put it in my mouth, I chewed, and I swallowed. I have a video of me doing this, by the way, that I can send to the chat if you don't believe me.
I have another story.
I have been known to detriment my own well-being simply because I think it'd be funny to do so. I think the alternative would be quite funny. I would not mind bringing my own HP down to 2 because I think that it'd be really funny and overall beneficial for me to do so.
Very well. Alex, what is your story?
So, sometime around October 6th, October 7th, 2025, I was playing a game called Your Goblin Mine with my friends Brendan and Zach.
Oh my fucking god.
And I believe that Brendan was playing that game much to his own detriment.
Hello.
But
Hi.
he also
A dissertation
brought
on
us
the
in.
ethical, strategic, and emotional.
Hold on.
imperative
We're
against
really
shooting
getting
in
into like a
Buckshot Roulette.
we're getting into like the thick of this right now. Could we wait to explain what's going on?
Yes, yeah.
We're getting to the climax here.
Please continue, Alex.
Sorry. So on the aforementioned date of October 6th and October 7th, 2025, when I was playing Your Goblin Mine with my friends Ethan, Zach, and Brendan, Brendan brought us all into that game. I believe my friends Cam and Ryan were there as well. Brendan brought us into that game much to the detriment of himself, because we were there for quite a long time, and all we were doing was using the slave labor of many goblins to extract riches that are really incalculable.
What's going on?
But Brendan
Yeah.
brought us into
Dissertation.
that mess,
It's so legit.
and Brendan showed the capacity to benefit from bringing us all in there and playing just this mindless game that I'm not sure anyone really had a true interest in. He just wanted us to be there. What was the reasoning for that?
I like
Now-
playing games with my friends. That's the reasoning.
Now, the thing is, Brendan, is
The girl imperative
that
is not
reasoning is still, selfishly motivated in just wanting to be with your friends. And this game, Buckshot Roulette, has an even more rigid set of reward structures where not only are you playing it with your friends, but there's an end goal. There's a win involved here. Now, I've also played a game called Fusion Football with my friends Ethan, Zach, and Brendan before, and I believe Brendan does not win too often in Fusion Football
No,
because
you're right about that.
Fusion Football is a game from hell, and
That is
I
true.
believe that in Brendan's experience of us really abusing him in Fusion Football, he would like to exact revenge of some kind. And what better way to exact revenge than to insist that Ethan be taken out and then leave Zach exposed to a surefire game-winning shot?
I am not a vengeful man. Actually, I think that your points against me could actually be used for me. So when we played My Goblin Mine, I was very insistent on taking my ores and distributing them amongst my friends, much to my own detriment. Despite the fact that I could have used them for myself to better my own mind,
Oh,
I gave Zach all of
Brendan.
my glorp, I gave everyone my Vicium, I gave
You're
them
arguing
my
with the lawyer
goblins,
now, Brendan.
Brendan.
and for Fusion
You-
Football,
You said, and I quote, "I am giving you my demonite because otherwise I would just throw it away. I have no use for it."
I never said that.
That
You
is
cannot
very
prove that.
altruistic. That is,
Oh, God.
you gave me your refuse, my friend. You gave me your garbage.
I also gave you some of my good ores that I could have used. Zach knows this. I gave him my glorp because I know how much
You
he
did
likes
the
glorp.
glorp was a move of altruism. That was a genuinely useful ore for him that he gave
And
to
now,
me.
and now, before that, you can continue to lay into me because you're absolutely correct. Let's move on to Fusion Football. So you said yourself that when we play Fusion Football, I do it when we play. I lose a lot, which ouch for one, but for two, for twosies, if I was about winning, if I only played games so that I could win, I wouldn't play Fusion Football. I would just do something else that I'm better at. But it's because that I was in a game with you and Zach and Ethan, and I think Ryan was there too for a little bit. I don't quite remember.
I don't think he ever hopped in.
Regardless,
he would be worse at Fusion Football.
I played because I was having fun with my friends. Because my friends wanted me to play, and even though I would lose, I still had fun being there with everyone.
So Ethan, Brendan, if your end goal is to have fun with your friends, how does shooting Ethan and getting him out of the game serve the end goal of having fun with your friends, plural?
Well, I've offered Zach a very, humorous proposal that I will
It sounds
shoot
like
myself
you're
down to.
dodging the question.
No, this is the question. I
okay.
gave Zach the humorous proposal that I would shoot myself down to 2 health, and Ethan, he will always spectate. He can always find this funny if he wasn't sour about losing. And I think that everyone involved will get a good, hearty chuckle out of me shooting myself in the face with a
So
sawed-off shotgun.
you believe on balance that Ethan benefits more from seeing you shoot yourself than having a chance to win the game.
I mean, if he's not sour about losing, then absolutely.
Oh,
That's a very, very big jump.
And even then, say that he is a little sour about it. What about Zach and I's enjoyment?
Are
Would you
saying
not
that
say
your
that our
enjoyment is worth
combined...
more than my enjoyment?
I'm saying that
Objection.
our
From
enjoyment
an
may be worth
egalitarian
more than
perspective,
yours.
I don't know if that's quite what I would go to, Brendan.
Well, let's ask Ethan. Ethan, if I were to shoot you, would you be, and I quote,
Let me
sour?
Let me phrase it for you, Zach. I would not be sour. However, my enjoyment of this game would be less than if I was involved.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
And Brendan, I can already tell you as an outside observer, watching you shoot yourself would be less enjoyable to me than being able to play the game with you. It is more stimulating intellectually to be involved.
That
And
sounds like a biased
being involved creates humor for oneself.
You know, I see what you're saying, but unfortunately not all of us are intellectuals. Such as
oh,
myself.
objection. That's argumentative.
This whole thing is an argument. We're in a goddamn courtroom.
Yeah, there it is. All right. Does that conclude the arguments of the two parties involved?
I have nothing more to say.
Would anyone like to put down closing remarks?
I have given you a 3-page dissertation. I think I'm good.
Brendan?
Hey.
I've spoken all I need to say.
Oh my God.
Very well.
How long
We've been
wait,
doing
this
this
is-
Are we
It's been an
approximately midnight.
are we gauging the audience as well? For audience input?
Sure. Cam, Emily,
jury.
would you have any
The jury. Yeah.
comments before we proceed?
I don't really know what's happening, so I don't really know who's like supposed to be guilty or innocent or whatever.
There's no
From
guilt
what
or
I
innocent.
It's not guilt or
From
innocence.
what I-
It's live and
from
die.
what- yeah, from what I can surmise thus
Who
far,
lives
it
and who
seems
dies?
it seems that the trial is
There's no trial. It is a
It's merely a debate.
Zach posed a
it
question
seems-
of who he would shoot.
yes,
And I
it's,
gave him a 3-page dissertation on why he should not shoot me.
You've been
So is
sitting
it-
here
it
on this
is-
game for an
so it
hour
is-
deciding who to
Yes.
What I-
shoot.
Yes. This is
Yes.
What
the
I'm
first
hearing
round,
is-
by the way.
it is between either Brendan or Ethan is what I understand.
Mhm.
That is
Yes.
the choice that he has to pick. Or he could do something else.
I
We
mean, I
should start-
suppose I could
but it
shoot
is-
start
myself.
over.
It is not
but
advantageous.
I will not be
Should go
shooting
over all
myself.
the points again.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like I have not been given
Oh, God.
proper reason to believe that Brendan would, in fact,
This-
level the playing field
Vanilla?
for my benefit.
I ate the bleach pickle, motherfucker. You don't think I'd harm myself to make
And-
others laugh? Then
and
you're
I am
dead
con-
wrong.
I am concerned
Nuclear ninja.
Ethan's potential for lack of enjoyment in the game moving forward, as he has made it very clear that he would not find it as fun to watch Brendan shoot himself versus participating in the game himself. Now, while Ethan has proven to pose more of a threat to me, perhaps, Brendan would
Perchance.
still would pose arguably an even greater threat to me with Ethan eliminated, considering all of his attention would be put on me. So it would benefit me to ensure that the attention of all parties involved is split 3 ways, as opposed to just mano-y-mano.
Remember, some of that attention would be put to myself. I would be shooting
you
myself in the
know?
face.
Do you know that that's
I cannot verify that
goal?
you would be doing that.
I can.
We
I'm saying a
have
pretty reliable
we
source.
have reasonable cause to assume that the bullet is
You're
lying.
waiting in line.
The bullet is live.
The bullet
There is a
100%
very
live.
small
That was
chance
okay.
that it's just not live, and this whole thing has been
That would
completely
that
useless.
is that is
That
the
would be
most
funny.
hilarious outcome.
I'm gonna say
Really
if that was a blank.
One Space Mountain, hang on. I'm coming.
Regardless of the outcome of this, it is likely that I die soon anyways. However, I must give credit to Ethan for legitimately actually writing a whole ass
Yeah,
dissertation
that was genuinely impressive.
in like 15 minutes
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was 15
with
minutes.
actual references.
Well, you see, Zach, that's how we do things
The
down.
references got me, honestly.
And to be completely honest, I think even on that alone, usually that would push me over the edge. But I think even granting,
Oh, I
you
get
know,
it.
considering the arguments that have occurred past the dissertation, I think it is only logical for me to shoot Brendan.
You
I
know,
think
I
that
can't
is-
I can't be mad at that. There were great arguments made on both sides. And it'd just be plain wrong for me to, feel sour about this. So I shall accept the bullet to the face with grace.
I appreciate your sportsmanship, Brendan. Ethan, thank you for the fucking dissertation.
Yeah, that's
I will
that's
treasure this
beautiful.
for the remainder of my days. I'm gonna
You
shoot
will
Brendan
Yeah,
now.
All right.
Oh my god! Oh,
All right, back to the game.
dude, the fucking clip of that from my point of view was so hilarious. Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's one hell of a lineup of bullets right there.
I wasn't watching. I just heard the gunshot.